All right, I'll say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. All right. We thank you for the co-creation of this interaction once again. This is the beginning of the next phase of open contact for your planet. We thank you for participating at this stage. We are going to talk about some of the different ways in which open contact may begin to occur on your world. We are going to talk about the idea of what you can do to accelerate this for your own experience. We are going to talk about the idea of what it means for your planet to experience the beginning stages of contact. Now, first and foremost, we are going to consolidate some of the information we have been sharing with you for the last 40 of your years. For 40 years is the cycle of humanity, the amount of time that it usually takes for your society to go through one complete transformation from one thing to another. So here we are at the end of one cycle and the beginning of the next. We have, for quite some time, explained that the reason that the language coming through the channel often translates to the word we instead of I is because I am connected telepathically to many other beings. And therefore, in the flow of the information that is accessed and comes through, it is sometimes automatic for the channel's consciousness to simply interpret the collection of individuals in the plural form of we, since we are all participating and paying attention to what is going on your planet. The idea is, I am and we are representative of a much larger group than many of you may imagine. This group contains not only other extraterrestrial beings, but spirit guides, soul families, angelic beings, interdimensional forms of consciousness, and so on. There are literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of beings involved in these transmissions. Thousands upon thousands of beings involved in different things going on your planet, watching, observing, and in many ways, participating. Our participation is about to become more physical. You will see over the course of the next few years increases in what you call UFO sightings, UAP sightings, to get you used to the idea that there is a lot of traffic around your planet. There are a lot of portals through which many ships pass, many beings come and go. Many of you ask, where are these portals? And we have talked about some of the main ones that exist on your planet that some of you already know about, such as the location in which we are now beaming this transmission of Sedona, Arizona. But in reality, if you wish a simplistic analogy, your world, your reality is quite a lot like Swiss cheese. It's full of holes, full of portals. There are ships coming and going all the time. There's a lot of traffic around your world. As you increase your vibration, as you broaden your bandwidth, so to speak, by acting on your passion, raising your frequency, becoming a better receiver, a better antenna of higher frequency information and experience, then your senses can extend to the point where you can begin to see many of the things that were heretofore invisible to you, that have been around you all the time. And this not only includes the idea of extraterrestrial spacecraft, but also the idea of spirit beings. Because everything is here and now, right here, right now, all overlapping, separated only by the concept of different frequencies. So when you extend your bandwidth, you start including within your consciousness the ability to perceive more of those frequencies. This not only has the effect of suddenly perceiving things that were heretofore invisible to your senses, but also allowing you to start experiencing an increase in other phenomena, such as positive synchronicity, things like precognition, psychic prediction, deja vu, and so on and so forth. Because as you broaden your bandwidth, you are extending from the physical into the non-physical, where you have laid out your life path as a blueprint, non-physically, before you chose the experience of incarnation. So all of your life path is there for you to tap into. Parallel realities are there for you to tap into. And if you pick up on different parallel reality experiences, different aspects of the blueprint of your life path that you laid out for yourself, when it then manifests physiologically in this particular life, it comes with a sense of familiarity. I have seen this before. I've experienced this before. Because you are tapping into the path you laid out, and you have now in physical reality finally caught up to that point in your life path. You have caught up to the idea of a parallel version of yourself that may have already experienced what you are now about to experience. Because all parallel realities, even the ones that are very similar to yours, aren't necessarily synchronized in the same way. Similar to the idea that if you have one program on one channel on your television, and the same program starts on another channel a half an hour later, one program, one story is unfolding a half an hour ahead of the other. So if you are in the one that started later, and you tap into the one that started earlier, by the time your program catches up to that point, you will have a sense of familiarity because you will have already experienced or seen or sensed what is going to happen, what has happened in that initial program that started before yours. And now you've caught up and are manifesting the same thing in your reality. So you're going to start experiencing a lot of these kinds of things as you broaden your bandwidth and allow your senses to become sharper on picking up on all the different things that are going on multiple realities in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Do you understand? Yes. All right. So don't be too shocked and too surprised when you start perceiving other beings that others may say are not there. You're not crazy. Well, you are, but in a good way. So do not be too surprised as you see an increase in spirit shapes, in causal plane geometrics, in energy streams, in UFOs, in interdimensional beings, in angelic energies, so on and so forth. You have arrived at the place now where you have been preparing and preparing and preparing. And now it starts to, as you say, pay off. The vibration of the new cycle is increasing. The waves are coming faster and faster. And as you raise your vibration, you will catch up to those waves and be pushed along, pulled along, riding those waves toward the experience of open contact, not only with extraterrestrials, but with other beings, other spirits, and of course, as always, more of yourself. Because that's what this is all about, becoming more of who you truly are. Now, over the course of the next few years, there will be certain things that will occur that will let you know that contact is about to happen. Not only in terms of an increase in sightings, but also in the way in which this may occur. There are several paths that may be taken by extraterrestrial beings, such as ourselves and others, to begin to initiate you into becoming familiar with our presence in a physical way. One of those ways may be something like this. Ships may appear over your oceans just offshore, so that you know the ship will stay there over the water. You may watch it from shore. It will not move. You will not feel in any way, shape, or form threatened because it is not coming over your heads, over land where you are, but remaining at arm's length out over the water, so that it gives you time to absorb the fact that they are there, off the coastlines of different countries around your world. They may be there for quite some time to allow you the opportunity to gather, to travel to those places, to see the ships. We understand that sometimes they may be surrounded by some of your aerial vehicles, such as helicopters and so on and so forth. But that will all just be part of the show. They will remain there to give you time to get used to the idea that we are here. To get used to the idea that this is the beginning of a great change upon your planet, of a great change in your society. To give you time to discuss among yourselves how you will respond to this change. Take your time. It's fine. There's no hurry. There's no rush. We're not going anywhere. So, it may happen that way, but it may also happen in a few other ways. One way may be that you will start to see more orbs of light, which not only can be representative of spirit entities, but also are actually a type of extraterrestrial energy probe. So you may see some of these orbs descend and again remain fixed in a particular position that is non-threatening, giving you time to observe them, to record them, to discuss them, to start to understand that they are there as now something that can become a relatively permanent fixture in your reality, to broaden your understanding of what reality is. Between the ships and the orbs, it may give you an opportunity to start really letting in the idea that everything is about to change. And beyond that, one of the most important things to understand is this. Your society, your world, will be introduced by different organizations and factions of your governments, will be introduced to extraterrestrials within the next 5 years. At the outside. At first, it will probably be most likely Pleiadians. Then, followed by hybrids. After that, we shall see what you are ready for. The next 5 years is not so far away. There will be certain things that will happen before that, as we have already said. Sometime around the end of 2026, the beginning of 2027, there will be things that will happen that will allow you to know you are not alone. That will start to wake you up, open you up to the idea that things are about to change in a dramatic way on your planet. To give you the opportunity to decide which way you are going to go, which direction you prefer, what kind of a reality you prefer to experience, and what you wish it to contain. Now, the idea of being introduced to full disclosure, the introduction of literal, physical extraterrestrials to your society within the next 5 years may seem very quick to some of you. But it isn't, because preparation has been going on for a long time. This is just the final stages, the end result of what has already been going on behind the scenes that many people on your planet aren't aware of. Extraterrestrials of various types have already been working with some of your scientists for decades to create certain things, to introduce certain ideas, certain technologies. So, contact, in a sense, has already happened and has been going on. It just hasn't been that open yet. So the last stages of contact is open contact, even though contact has already been going on. And in fact, of course, with certain indigenous cultures on your planet, it has been actually happening for thousands of years. Because it is ingrained in their culture. They know. They know and have been interacting with relatives from the stars. Allow yourselves to understand that it is simply the nature of what you might refer to as your Western culture that is the last to know. But that's all right. You have your path. And this is now the place where your path starts to intersect with all the other paths, all the other stories. And the stories now come to light, and the stories now become real and what you are actually going to live. So, it is approaching the time, the end of one cycle, when what has been going on behind the scenes can now come to the forefront, can now come into the light, so that introductions can occur within the next 5 years to allow humanity to start accelerating within a 3-decade window that began in your year of 2020 and will end in your year of 2050, that will allow you to transition from being an isolated civilization, relatively speaking, to one that is becoming a member of a galactic society. You will be taking your place over this 30-year reset of humanity and accelerating forward in the evolution that you all agreed to plan out with us together, that will allow you to truly take your place among the cosmos, among the stars, to be able to experience the fullness of your being. One of the gifts, as we have said before, that will be given to you during open contact will be holographic recordings of your complete history, going back thousands upon thousands of years. You will be able to see what Atlantis looked like. You will be able to see many of the civilizations that have existed on Earth that you know nothing about. It will be the history that will be appropriate for the present in which you will exist. It will be the history that will reinforce where you are going into the future. It will be the history that you need to know where you have come from, who you are now, and where you are going. It will be the history that will open your eyes to the agreements you all made with all of us to evolve humanity, to reset humanity in the direction of light and love and joy. It will be something that your children, grandchildren will look back on as the time of transformation, the reset of humanity, and they will look back upon Earth from the ships they will be riding in and know that the entire planet is truly their home. There will be no thought of the idea of borders. There will be different cultures, and they will be cherished and validated, and they will thrive. But there will be a mix of many cultures, humans, hybrids, other extraterrestrials. You will finally, as a planet, become a true melting pot of the galaxy. For there are many stories playing out on Earth. Stories of ancient Orion, stories of ancient Mars, stories of ancient Atlantis. Many stories coming to fruition, playing out to create different endings, more positive endings than those that occurred before in history. All playing out here, for Earth is the place where it all comes together. It doesn't mean that there aren't other places similar to Earth, but Earth is one of the most densely populated places for these kinds of stories, which is why it's so exciting for all of us to watch you. So many stories overlapping, so many transformations that express your power as a soul, as a spirit, to have been powerful enough to decide, yes, I'm going to participate in this transformational school, in this graduating class that is Earth, because this is where it's at. This is where great change and great transformation will accelerate our souls to incredible heights and allow us to truly birth a new civilization. A new Earth is being born right here, right now. And you are all its caretakers and midwives. All of you. We thank you deeply for your courage, for your strength, for your power, for your foresight, for your creativity, and for your love. Think now. Think now. And imagine now how your lives are capable of changing over the next 5 years. How the introduction of extraterrestrials, the true physical existence on your planet of such beings, will change what you know or not change what you know. What will be affected in your lives? What will not? What will be enhanced? What will not? For it's still in your hands, and it's still up to you as to what direction you wish to take yourselves. It's still your world in that context. It's still your playground. So, think about what you would prefer the presence, our presence, to mean to you. Our physical presence on your planet to mean to what happens to your society. Think deeply about it. Take your time. Even though 5 years is not very far away, there is time. Think about it now. Knowing this is going to occur. What will change in your life? How will you change your lives knowing this is about to happen? What directions will you decide to go in that you may not have decided to go in before, knowing that this is going to happen in 5 years? You can take your time, but again, no, it's not so very far away. 5 years when you are acting on your passion can pass in a blink, and before you know it, we will be standing by your side, standing in front of you, asking, who have you decided to be? Who are you with yourself, and who are you with us? Who do you prefer to be with yourself? Who do you prefer to be with us? What do you prefer your world to be? For your own world? For our worlds? Who are you to yourselves? Who are you to us? And who are we to you? Members of your galactic family? Each and every single one of you has a team behind you. You have spirit guides. You have angelic beings. You have soul families. Each of you have hundreds and some thousands of beings that are all at your back, that have your back, that are giving you guidance, that are urging you and encouraging you to move forward to be yourselves. This is not an accident. The reason that you are exploring consciousness as you are is because it is the end of one cycle and the beginning of the next. And the time that you have been waiting for so long is finally here. All of a sudden in front of you. Unfolding in the next 5 years. So get ready. Don't be caught unawares. Don't be caught by surprise. Oh, I didn't know you were going to show up so soon. I'm not quite ready for this yet. What does this mean for my life? What's going to change? What's not going to change? What do I do? Get ready now. For 5 years is not so far away. And I said, actually, within the next 5 years. So, allow yourselves to look at your lives. Allow yourselves to look at your souls. Allow yourselves to be who you truly are. Because that is who we will interact with, who you truly are. It is our great pleasure to be able to share this information with you this day. Our unconditional love to you all for having the courage to be yourselves. To our great joy, to expanding our galactic family through you. We thank you for allowing us to be of service to you. Aveo. In service. Aveo. In service. So, now that you're awake, I ask in return, how may we continue to be of service to you if you wish to begin with your dialogues and questions?